Otis College of Art and Design presents Developing a Color Notebook with me, Roni Feldman. A color notebook is a useful tool for artists and designers that provides a quick reference for different color harmonies and methods for mixing particular colors. At Otis College of Art and Design, we typically use the Munsell color system. All of our students produce a notebook based on the Munsell system during their foundation year, and many continue to use it long after they've graduated. This notebook has a Munsell color wheel, followed by color scales painted in gouache, showing value, warm to cool hue, chroma, a split complement, a triad, and a tetrad. The book also includes related color studies created in Adobe Photoshop and paint chips obtained from commercial paint and hardware stores. We will just be covering the gouache swatches in this video. In addition to a binder big enough to fit all of your color scales, you will also need the following materials: your finished color scales painted on sturdy white paper, scissors, 3 sheets of white bond paper, envelopes, a pencil, double-sided tape, paper towels, a 1-inch punch, or a metal ruler and an X-Acto knife. It is also helpful to have templates printed or drawn on neutral cardstock showing how to lay out your swatches, and clear page protector sheets. For this demonstration, I will be working with value swatches painted in black and white gouache. This page was prepared in advance for this video. Refer to Otis College's video, Value Step Scales Using Gouache, to learn how to do this. To organize your swatches, first, you will need to number all of them on the white of the page next to their top right corners. Then, cut them out using scissors, eliminating all of the white page around them, except for the number, so you can keep them in order. At this point, they do not need to be perfectly rectilinear. I will neaten them up once I've selected which ones will be included in my scale. Once your swatches are organized, start with the swatches on either end and work towards the middle. My scale will have 10 swatches in total. Scales always have an even number of steps to prevent your eyes from resting on the middle swatch. When working with color swatches for hue, chroma, or monochrome scales, try squinting your eyes occasionally, as that blurs edges, helps eliminate color, and allows you to see value more clearly. Your eyes should easily flow across your scale. To put your scale in order, start with the swatches on either end and work towards the middle. In the case of the value swatches, you would start with black and white. Place them on a clean white sheet of paper so you can see their value clearly. Then select your next lightest and darkest steps. Each step in the scale should feel like an even change. Your selections may not be perfect on the first try, but there will be a chance to adjust later. For now, continue working towards the middle of your scale. Place a sheet of white paper over either side and press down, eliminating any shadows and making it easier to see if your scale is correct. If any of your steps have big jumps in them or feel too close together, replace them and check again. Once again, your eyes should flow smoothly across your scale without any sense of interruption. It may take several tries to get it right. Also notice that in this notebook, the hue and chroma scales have 20 swatches. When doing longer scales, the swatch at the bottom of the scale, which represents the middle hue, or neutral chroma, should be exactly the same on both sides. This way, your eye moves down the scale, then makes a U-turn and goes up the other side. Keep your swatches in clearly marked envelopes. You should have one envelope for those selected for your scale and another for any extras. Once your swatches are organized, you will need to cut them out so they are all the same size. You can use an X-Acto knife and ruler for this, and a resilient surface such as a self-healing cutting mat. Make sure to cut with a metal ruler or straight edge to prevent your blade from jumping over and cutting your fingers. Using your pencil lines as a reference, line up the metal ruler. Using a 1-inch square punch is an excellent time saver. Now attach them to a sheet of white or neutral gray cardstock. Using double-sided tape instead of glue will allow you to reposition your swatches in case you make a mistake. It is also helpful to download or create a template to keep your swatches straight. Tape your swatches neatly within your template, trying to cover up all of the black outlines so they do not interfere with your reading of the scale. Try not to press down with your fingers, as this can create oily marks. Use a paper towel instead. Lastly, place each sheet in a clear page protector and insert them into your binder. Keep all of your extra swatches as additional references. Attach them on additional sheets and include them in your notebook as well. This notebook also contains examples of split complementary, triadic, and tetradic color harmonies, but instead of using a color scale, they have been organized in a more randomized manner that reflects how a painter might group and compare color in their studio. Here I have an example using a split complementary color harmony plus black and white. In order to have a sufficient amount of swatches for this, you will likely need to paint at least 100 swatches in a randomized manner. Make sure to include a wide variety of hues, chroma, and values. To fill my template, I will need to obtain 36 swatches that are visibly different from each other, plus swatches for each of the pure colors that I use to mix. I am using a 1-inch punch to cut out my swatches, just as I did with my value scale. Using a pre-made template, I place the colors of my split complement at the top of the page with the apex color in the center. Use double-sided tape just like our previous scales. Avoid placing similar colors near each other, especially those with similar values, as the eye will go right to those groupings. You want to create a randomized grouping in which every part has equal weight. In particular, make sure to include 3 to 4 swatches that are just off-white. Avoid placing them near the edges, as they tend to blend in with the white of your page. Insert this finished page into your notebook. Also make sure to include pages for all of your additional swatches. Like everything else in your color notebook, they can be a handy reference for future projects.